So what would it be like if you had clients that you worked with who thanked you when you raised your prices? Because that's what I want to talk about in this video, because I posted something on Twitter the other day. It was a screenshot from a Slack conversation with a client. And I won't go into the whole screenshot, but effectively it was the client saying to us like, hey, I'm so glad you guys are now getting paid what you're worth. And because since we last did a launch for the client, we basically renegotiated our agreement with them, which meant that we were effectively going to be paid a lot more. And by a lot more, I mean about 3 to 4 times. So the last time we did the launch for the client, I believe we got paid around $9,000 for the launch. This time, we just billed them 35 grand. And it was after I sent them the final numbers to say, hey, this is what we're going to bill you. The client sent me that message, basically just thanking us and then also saying, hey, I'm so happy now. You're getting paid what you're worth. It feels like a win-win for everyone. So how is that? How is it that we can basically, triple our prices? We can bill our client 35K. And then they respond to us saying how happy they are. And in fact, I actually got a question about this on my Twitter in a reply to my tweet where I posted this, because I think I posted something along the lines of, find yourself clients that, or work with clients that thank you for raising your prices. And then someone commented underneath being like, how do I find the clients? And I thought it was a super interesting question, because I think this is actually, and no shade to the person who asked the question, but I think this is what is wrong with the industry. You see, people are always looking for the shortcut, or they're looking for the hack, or the external solution. And here's the truth. You don't find clients like that. You first have to become someone deserving of clients like that. In fact, I created that client. I created that type of relationship where that client would thank me for raising my prices. So it's not like there's just like some secret group of really good clients that want to get charged more money, and they're just hiding out on this social media platform, or, what am I going to say? Like, I found that person, I actually signed that client from Instagram DM. Is it that all these clients who want to charge you 35K plus are just hanging out on Instagram? No, there's obviously good and bad clients on Instagram. And it's not about finding them. It is, like I said, becoming an agency deserving of them and creating that client relationship. A lot of the time we're like looking outside for an external solution when first we need to look internal and become someone deserving of what we want. And I know that's getting fucking Tony Robbins, spiritual woo-woo, bullshit, right? And I'm not like trying to get all woo-woo on you, but that is a fact. And it's the same as in different areas of life. So let's just say, for example, you're trying to date someone, right? And you're trying to find like a partner that you want to get married to, have kids with or whatever. And you might be like, oh, I just want to find women who respect me, right? You might have gone on a few bad dates, haven't we all? And maybe you found some women, you went out with some women who you didn't like, you didn't feel like they respected you, whatever. Maybe you got fucking cheated on them, or they cheated on you, whatever it is, right? And you got people, I just want to find like a respectful woman. When in reality, you need to become someone worth respecting. You don't just find the respectful woman, right? The woman who disrespects you would probably go and respect someone else if the conditions were right. And if she respects someone else, but she didn't respect you, then it's because that other guy was someone worth respecting and you're not. Right? So it's the same with a client relationship. The reason why our client is happy that we charge them more is because we are an agency or a service provider, and I've created that dynamic where they are happy that we've raised our prices. So, for example, like, why does our client treat us this way? Or like, why was he happy that we essentially 4x'd his prices? Because a lot of like agency and client relationships are basically everyone's best friends, everyone's happy, but as soon as something doesn't go that person's way or something goes wrong, they just try and like stab each other in the back, where it's kind of like a fake niceness. Like, you're happy for the other person to get paid, but only as long as like everything, like, it's in your favor. So how did we create a client relationship like that? Well, number one, obviously you have to get them results over a prolonged period of time, right? We've been working with this client nearly 2.5 years. So every single time we do something for them, we do a project, we do a launch, then we make them money every single time, right? So regardless of social dynamics, the relationship, you as a person, unless you add value to their business and you're making them money, then they aren't going to be happy for you to charge them more, obviously. So the only way I was able to renegotiate the contract in that way was because we had a proven track record of making them a load of money. So that's number one. Number two, there has to be also a logical reason for you to increase your prices, right? So I couldn't have just been doing the same work that I've been doing for them for 2 years and then be like, hey, by the way, I just want to increase my prices, right? Because they'd be like, well, why? That's not fair. You were okay charging us this amount like 6 months ago. Everything's exactly the same. Why are you going to charge us more now, right? So there has to be like a logical reason. And in my instance, there was, right? So for example, we actually had a cap on the amount that we could bill them every single month with the profit split. And that was capped. But when I capped it, we were doing like a specific launch process that lasted like a week long. Now, fast forward a couple of years, the whole launch process has completely changed. And now it lasts officially 3 weeks, but the work we do before and afterwards means it's a lot more. We're spending like 5 times as much as we were in the beginning on ads. So obviously that workload and the value that we bring when we're running the ads is a lot more. So basically the workload is like 10x'd, right? So it was a very logical reason for me to go to him and be like, look, this is the old deal we had. These were the conditions of the old deal. And this is like when we introduced it. Since then, all this has changed. And I had a pile of evidence showing how much work we were doing, how much value we were bringing, and just how much the workload has increased since we put that cap. So it was an extremely logical argument to be like, hey, we need to lift the cap. We need to remove it, right? So he actually agreed. When I sent him the message renegotiating the contract initially, he was like, yeah, I was actually wondering when you were going to send me a message like this, because I can't deny that over the past 6 months, the workload has dramatically changed. And then he was completely open to increasing the prices. But if there's no like logical reason why you're going to increase your prices, you're just increasing your prices, then you're probably going to piss the client off, right? And it's going to harm the relationship. Number three, the third reason why is because we've created like a friendly relationship with the client, and we're good people and they know that we're good people. So they're actually happy that we're getting paid more. And like he said in the message to me, like, I feel like now it's a win-win because we're making them millions of dollars with our work. And now we're getting paid what I believe to be a fair exchange for, handling the launch process. But again, like most people have this like fake professional relationship with their client where it's, only reason why you're like communicating is purely for business and nothing else. And I get that's like the main foundation of the relationship. But because we've been working with these guys for so long, we've done great work with them. We enjoy chatting. We enjoy, working together. We've kind of gone past this is strictly someone who I'm paying an X amount per month to, make me X amount back. It's transcended that. And again, it's still completely a professional relationship. But we actually like the client as a person. I believe they like us as people as well. And therefore, it's not purely about, from us, it's not about how can I squeeze as much money out of the client as possible. And for them, it's not how can I get the maximum amount of work out of these guys for the littlest amount of money, which is what most client relationships are. For us, it goes deeper than that and beyond that. Whereas we want, like I said, like the client said, for it to be an actual win-win. So I think you can, leading up to this point, it would have been easy for us in the past to have that type of like short-term mindset with the relationship to be like, hey, we're trying to squeeze as much money out as possible, or as soon as we started doing more work, increase our prices, or just generally increase our prices after 12 months just because we felt like we could. But they were all like short-term plays, whereas now, this month, like I said, we're going to get paid like 35 grand for the launch. In total for the launch, it will be about 39, just under 40K in total, including, it's probably like 2 months worth of work. And we're billing them that, which is, a healthy retainer. I'm sure there's people who, well, it's not a retainer, but because it's a profit split, but I'm sure there's people that bill more and, earn more per client, whatever. But for the majority of people probably watching this, it's a very healthy amount to be able to bill a client. And again, going from that gap from last time, it was 10K to this time, 35, well, close to 40K. That is, and for the client to be super happy about that, the relationship has to be constructed in a particular way. Our client has worked previously with agencies before working with us, and they wouldn't have reacted the same way to that agency increasing the prices as they did to us, because the relationship was completely different. So again, it's not like you have this group of, clients that don't annoy you in Slack, leave you to do your thing, happy when you increase your prices. It's not like this magical unicorn client and they're all just waiting to be picked up by agencies. The way just like with dating and girls, the way one girl treats you is different to the way she will treat someone else. The way one client treats you is different to the way they would treat a different agency. And it's about you and how you show up and who you are and the service provider that you are that creates that relationship. And you becoming deserving of someone to be treated and respected in that way versus looking for the external solution of, all my clients are trash. I'm not the problem, they are. I need to find a better one. When in reality, if you just become better, then your client relationship becomes better. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.